Hello my friends, and welcome back to another YouTube video about the empath who absorbs energies. And we're going to talk about like the bond that an empath has with a narcissist and why, and also how to stop absorbing the energies. But before we get into it, I want you to know two things. One, if you're a woman, somewhat spiritual, and you want to expand your superpower, you want to get back to your most authentic self, well, I have good news over here. We have the Empath Academy, which is a supportive virtual community that is here for you for only $37 per month, and there are a ton of resources for you in the holistic nutrition, intuition, manifestation, energy, relationship, all about the empaths. And more videos are going to come even about like parents, like how to parent an empathic child, but also how to be the empathic parent and so on. So it's kind of like an holistic view of empath. It's literally what I've always dreamt to be part of. So if you're a woman, somewhat spiritual, an empath, or highly sensitive, just go and sign up right now. Also, the second thing, totally free workshop on how to protect your energy from energetic vampires. So if you just want to come on live and get to know me and go from there, then you're more than welcome to sign up down below. Now, let's get started. What I want you to know is this. If you're here, you probably know that you're an empath, but if you do not know that you're an empath, then make sure that you watch one of my other video that it's called the 10 signs to look for if you're an empath. But pretty much you have a superpower. That is your intuition. And your energy is what I call like one of the purest energy form on the planet. And you're a being of light. That's who you are. That's who you came here to be. And oftentimes people like us feel like we are the black sheep now, because they're different from other family members. They're different. They're more sensitive. They like may feel like they want to isolate when they were. You may have felt that you were different as a child and nobody could understand you. And also there are some family dynamics that we may be talking about it in another video or in the community, because I'm about to go into the dynamic of the empath and the narcissist. But I want you to know this. You were the black sheep, or you are. I like to call it the white sheep and everybody else is black. But a lot of people know the black sheep analogy. So anyway, that's my own train of thought. But you were and you are different. And I want to validate this for you before we move forward, because I don't want you to minimize your feelings again. When you say, well, this hurt, like this text message hurt me. My friend saying she has to go and she can't listen to me right now hurt. Like, I don't want you to minimize. All of your feelings are so valid, and we are here for you. That's one thing. The second is that you have this superpower, your intuition, and in the spiritual world, okay, whether they're conscious or not, there are people who are evolved beings that are conscious that you have a light and they see it. Most of the times people are not super conscious, so they don't see that you have a light, yet they might be attracted to you because you're like beaming. And have you ever noticed that I had this conversation yesterday with a client that was like, well, I'm a nurse practitioner, and every time I'm walking in, everybody wants to talk to me, and they all want to hang around me, and I feel exhausted by the end of the day. That's literally the empath. Like, you walk in, they see a light, they want to attach to you because you have something they don't have. Okay? The problem is this, that people are going to take that light unless you step up, unless you learn how to protect your energy. And this is the missing link over here, is to protect your energy, we need to go into a little bit of selfishness, which for an empath, that's super hard, because as a child, you learned to survive on people-pleasing mode. You learned out of survival mode that you had to please your parent, because otherwise they would be withdrawing love, or you wouldn't get that thing, or literally that's withdrawing of love or neglect or some kind of form of abuse. Now, every story is different. I have my own. I do a lot of healing at a cellular level, and when we go into deep healing, I hear a lot of stories. Okay? So I want to validate for a second your story, and I want you to know that you do not have to play that pattern anymore. I want you to know that you do not need to keep going this way and people please others at your own expenses. I want to give you this permission right now to protect your own energy so much that that's the one thing you're going to focus on from now on. And that's what I had to do. And did people call me selfish at first? Yes, because I stopped being a people pleaser. I stopped picking up the phone and say, oh my God, yes, I'll call you and stay here for an hour. Or yeah, I'll run over to you right now. I stopped giving so much at my own expenses because I was getting sick. I was getting drained. I was getting irritable all the time. And then the only resentment that was true that I've ever felt was towards myself, because I let myself down. I let myself go through those experiences. And when the empath starts to heal and takes back the responsibilities and starts to become the hero of the story, he or she will go through a period of transitional time. And in order to become the hero, when you start changing, other people, the people who are not meant to be in your life, are going to fade away. They're going to be like, oh my God, you're so different, and I don't like you anymore, and blah, blah, blah. And it's all a projection of what they don't want you to become, because they like it that way. They like you being weak. They like you giving and them receiving. And I want you to know this. I want you to know that that's not how you're supposed to live your life. And I hear so many people on my TikTok account and via email and people that I coach that are like, I'm just so drained. I can't do this anymore. And you don't have to. So let me go into the empath and narcissist, because oftentimes people like us, people that are empath, attract a narcissist or have had a narcissist since they were a child. I mean, honestly, I've never met an empath, a true empath, who said to me, I was so nurtured, so loved. I've never had a narcissistic personality my whole life. No, I've never heard that in my entire life. I grew up with, I would say, a mother that was so wounded. It wasn't evil, but definitely she had narcissistic traits, and she definitely started codependency between me and her. Therefore, let me fast forward. I'm not going to sit here and tell you my life story, not right now, but let's fast forward 23 years when I met the father of my kids, and bam, that was my spiritual awakening moment, because I really truly met a 100% narcissistic person, and that was my wake-up call, and that my whole spiritual awakening journey really began then, and it was tough, but I got out of it, and that's now what I do. I empower empaths. So let me tell you that you've probably learned this since you were a child. So I want you to know that maybe right now you are attracting narcissistic personalities in your life because, one, that's all that you have learned to do, is to withdraw from like your own superpower and people please and dim your light so that someone who with narcissistic traits can survive. Like the vampire needs the light, needs the vampire needs the blood, right, to survive. The energetic vampire needs your light in order to keep sucking all of your light so that you get drained and they get bigger and more alive. I mean, my spirit guides are now showing me Voldemort and Harry Potter. I mean, that's all of my favorite analogies come from that Harry Potter movie. So anyway, so think about that. Energetic vampires need your light. They will suck it out of you, whether you're conscious or not, so that they can keep going on. And you remain here dry, like a dried peach, a dried plum. And until you wake the F up to reverse the process and to be like, no, the juice stays in me, then this will continue to happen to you. And you, I don't think, that's from my own personal experience, that you will ever stop attracting narcissistic people. I'm not talking about relationship, okay? You can change that. I'm talking about you automatically draw a lot of people to you. But this is what will change for you, is that when you are a healed empath with lots of boundaries, when the energetic vampire comes in and you meet this person, it could be like at an event, a conference, and a school, then what will happen is that the energetic vampire will be so scared of the light. Think about a vampire that goes in the sun, that they would walk away, or they would try, and then they would be like, I can't get in. There's too much light over here. That's too difficult. I'm going to go away. So you will scare them away once you're healed. Okay, so that's kind of like, you're never going to stop attracting them, but you will scare them away once you're fully healed. Right now, if you have a lot of narcissistic personality, I need you to know that those are your wounds speaking up. Fear of abandonment, maybe like the people pleasing, maybe like the neglect, the rejection, all of those wounds, okay? Those are stemming from fear. That's the primary emotion. There are two main ones, love and fear. And if you have, let's just say, I'm going to give you an example of like 70% fear and 30% of love, you are going to attract a lot of energetic vampires because you have a higher percentage of fear in your body and in your energetic field than the love. But once you start reversing the process and you start beaming at a higher frequency, at a higher love frequency too, then they automatically, it shifts your reality and you attract less people and you're going to scare them away. But you've got to heal those wounds. So, okay, the last thing about this video that I wanted to talk about is you absorb energy. Yes, the empath absorbs the energy. And you're empathic, so not only you can feel everybody's energy in the room, but you may walk out of this job, of this conference, out of the room, and you may go home feeling like, why am I so angry? I wasn't like this morning. And I need you to know that that's not even your energy. So here is key. And I want to close this video with giving you a key principle that we will develop in the Empath Academy. We will also develop that if you ever come to workshops or get into my newsletter. You know, I always offer free resources. But if you are a woman and you're an empath and you're somewhat spiritual and you want a community and you want to grow, get into the Empath Academy. But here's what I want you to know. You cannot stop absorbing other people's energy if you do not know how to be in your own energy. You, therefore, need to spend time getting to know your own energy. The empath will gain the energy, will thrive, being a little bit more isolated. And I'm not talking about 24 hours. I'm talking about go to nature 1 hour a day, 30 minutes a day. When you have a lunch break, take time for yourself rather than spending it with other people. Be mindful of the energy that you give every single day. So protect your own energy by being with yourself more. You've got to get to know how your energy feels like, to know if what you're picking up is even yours. But until there is a mishmash of energies, you don't even know what's yours. And you may come home and be like, well, that's me. And I want you to know that that's not true. But the only way of doing this is for you to train to be just being with yourself. Okay? Now, you can do that right now, from today on. This piece changed my whole life. Being in silence, being with my own energy, especially during COVID. Honestly, I had so much fun being by myself. I mean, obviously I have kids, but spending a lot of time because I wasn't seeing people during the COVID era. And that helped me to realize what was mine and what was theirs, and what was yours. Okay? Now, in other videos, I will also help you to learn how to cleanse your own energy. But right now, let's focus on this. Give me a comment if you like this content. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Don't forget to check out all of the links so you can get all of the resources that you need and deserve to have. So I'll see you in the next video.